welcome back to the channel. Now, as you can see from the title, thought I'd just do a little story today of the first time I owned a Corsa B SRI and crashed it and done other things to it. I'm just waiting on a few parts for the Corsa, so that as soon as I get some bits for the car, I'll be able to do some videos on the car itself. So, you know me, I like to keep the content rolling, so I thought I'd do a little story on the first time I ever owned a Corsa and the little journey it took me on, so to speak. Now, this is back when I was 19, so it was a while back. The internet wasn't the place it is now, and so the car was, I found the car on something called the bargain pages. Now, some of the older guys, you might remember the bargain pages. Before it wasn't really like, you couldn't really go online back then. The internet was just dial-up speed, it was ridiculous. So I got it at the bargain pages. It was advertised as a red Corsa SRI, and that was it, and just the price, that was it. And it was about half an hour from where I live. So I thought, I'll go and have a look at it. Drove over there, had a lift up there for my friend, and we got there and looked all around the car. It looked quite nice. I'll set a photo of what the car sort of looked like. It's not like the exact car I had, but it's as sort of the closest I could find of one that looked similar to mine, because obviously it was a while back, so there wasn't no camera phones or anything like that. I'll put some pictures in the video, but it's literally, there'll be pictures of pictures, so it's like photographs I took of the car when I had it. I'll have to take a picture with my phone and upload them. But yeah, so the person I was buying the car from, he wouldn't let me test drive it, so he insisted that he drove the car and I just went along as a passenger. Now, I'm usually a good passenger, but this is one of the times where I was feared for my life. I mean, usually on test drives, you know, you don't expect this, but this guy, I kid you not, he absolutely hooned the car. I was holding on for dear life. He absolutely beat the hell of the car with me in it, driving around full speed around his bends, and I was young and I was frightened, but I liked it. I'd just gone for a 1.1 Rover Metro, so it was a 1.4 SRI Corsa B, so it felt fast to me. So, you know, this day and age, if someone took me out for a drive and they kind of drove like that, I would not buy it, not a chance. But I was young and stupid, and I wanted the car. It's one of them, first thing I saw, I wanted to buy it, so bought the car, and it wasn't a Corsa to me, it was a Lamborghini. Like, I drove it flat out everywhere. I never cruised it, I just always drove like a complete idiot. Typical Corsa driver back then, and pretty much typical Corsa driver nowadays, with, you know, not me personally, but you see all the time with young lads in their Corsas just flat out all the time. It didn't really give me many issues. Any issues I had was was from my own doing, so to speak. I was racing somebody and I went from second to first instead of second to third, so that threw me forward. And I looked at the rearview mirror, white smoke everywhere. So I'd killed my head gasket. So I had a head gasket done. Also had the annoying thing with a hazard light switch. It'll just pop out on it. So I had to have a little bit of cardboard wedged in the hazard light switch. But then it comes on to me crashing the bloody thing. We're going up to a place called Demon Tweaks. It's based in Wrexham. Yeah, how ironic is that, Wrexham? Yes, it does wreck them. It wrecked mine. And again, this is days before the internet and stuff like that. You didn't have your phone, like you couldn't do like sat nav on your phone or anything like that. Tom-toms were fetching, I think, around about 250 quid. So I downloaded something called an AA route planner. Again, some of the older generation, you might remember these. So it basically gives you a list of directions, so to speak. So got near Wrexham, well, sort of on the verge of Wrexham, and I was on like a country road. It went up a hill, and as it got to the brightest hill, it went straight into a bend. On this bend, it was a horse riding school, so it was all wet, all mud across the road. It was a wet day, so I've hit this mud. The back end just flew out, and I just smashed into a telegraph pole and ripped my car off. I'll put some pictures in now of what it looked like. So. And eventually got it recovered. I wasn't covered by any sort of recovery thing, so that cost me an arm and a leg to get back. And then I had a lovely bill from BT for a new telegraph pole. I wouldn't mind, but I didn't even knock the pole over. It just stood still. All it knocked was the cable on the top. So, and I caused like 7 miles of traffic from this cable hanging in the road, so nobody could get past. So obviously I got it back, and stupidly, I should have just written it off and cut my losses, but I didn't. I thought it'd be a good idea to go to a scrapyard and have the front end cut off another one and then weld it onto this Corsa that I had. So then I thought, well, this is during the max power days, so big body kits and big sound systems and that sort of era. So I thought, I know what I'll do. I bought and fitted a Corsa, I think it was a combat kit, I think it was called. Sprayed that. It was fitted terribly. It was awful. The car looked, at the time in my head, I love this Corsa was a show winning car in my eyes. It looked like a piece of crap, so to speak, but at the time it was good, and it's got all the cruisers in it and go to Max Power Live in it and stuff like that. I just love this little Corsa, and I had it for about a year and a half. And eventually I did sell it on. Well, I think I swapped it. Yeah, for a Fiesta XR2i. Obviously, the guy I swapped it with knew all about the accident and stuff like that. He was a friend of mine. But yeah, that was the Corsa B. But yeah, it's just one of those cars that stick in my head from a long time ago, and it's one of those cars I do remember. The very first Corsa of many that I've owned, but it was the very first Corsa I remember owning, and the drama that came with it. It gave me so much drama, there's so many issues and stuff like that, but I enjoyed it. So that's just a little video, guys, of my first Corsa I'd ever owned. I'm sorry it's a little silly one. Like I said, I can't really do anything to the car at the moment. I've not really got the bits through or anything like that. I want to get ordered. So if you've got these interesting stories about your cars like that, drop them in the comments. I'll be interested to read any interesting stories you've got about your previous cars, like the stuff I've had done to mine. But if you enjoyed the video and you'd like me to do another, I've got a few car stories I could tell if you guys want to listen to them. Obviously, I'm just trying this out. I like to keep the videos rolling, as you guys know. So I like to keep the videos rolling once a week. So just give you guys something to watch and to keep the content up to date. So the car's still running all right. No issues with the VXR at all. It's still running perfectly. I'm going to need to get some new tyres soon. So hopefully I want to get some Michelins and hopefully be able to retry the 0 to 60 again. But I don't know if to wait until I've got the diff. I don't know. But as always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the next one.